Hi, I'm Cami Beverly from Oceans of Slumber, and we are on our Lighthouse East Tour through the East Coast. Tonight we're at Reggies, and this is our home away from home. So I never do the driving. This is a very foreign place for me to sit. My husband Dauber does most of the driving. With him and Samir are bassists, switching places. Samir does a little bit more of the night shift, and Dauber does a lot of the day drives, but kind of depends on the route and the terrain. If we're coming into the city, Dauber's a little bit better at navigating and keeping things tight in the lanes, and so that's pretty much who covers driving. So everybody that's driving has their buddy, so I'm obviously Dauber's, and he doesn't really need a lot of my help. You know, he drives a lot, so it's mostly like handing him water or, you know, rubbing his shoulders, you know, like cute stuff. Talking to him and, you know, annoying him. Samir will have Jesse, our guitarist, as passenger, Chris, our new keyboardist, and they help, you know, with navigating if the map changes. There's a toll coming up and grabbing cash, and, you know, keeping a lookout for the po-po when we're riding dirty. So we have a little bit of a monopoly on the radio just because the Bluetooth connects to Dauber's phone, and it's kind of tricky to change it. So he's been putting on a really good playlist. We try and kind of introduce new things for everybody. We've been listening to podcasts this go around though. Bjork's podcast just came out, and listening to her voice is really like calming. He says she sounds like a cat talking, and it's so amazing. And then we listen to some kind of behind the scenes, some other music podcasts, a couple of like the prank calls that happen. Who was it? I can't remember his name. The guy at the radio, Howard Stern, his prank calls from back in the day. But mostly, you know, music and just conversation. So this collection is me. I am notoriously bad at opening water bottles and not finishing them. I'm that person here. And then also collecting too many refreshments. That's my fault. And I like taking up all the cup holders. And then we have been very blessed to have like a full outlet, and Ryan has been using that for his laptop, just fully plugged in, so that's been amazing. You know, everybody kind of hops on the remote phone Wi-Fi, and so I will take care of that before Dauber drives again because he won't like it. And then this is Samir's snack pile that keeps growing, and I always wonder because I'm like, he's not gonna finish these, they're gross, and so they're still here, so I might win that. They're not, like, I don't like them, they're not gross. There might be people that don't like them, so it's not gross just because I don't like it. But I think like after they've been open and closed so many times, that changes the integrity of like a lot of snacks that you might have at your house. And so I feel like these are not carb friendly snacks. They're very rich smelling. So that's that, and that lives next to me. And then my backpack goes here, and it becomes kind of a pile stuff on. So I think not too bad an amount of clutter for the front. So usually if Dauber and I are in the front, and Samir is sitting here with either Ryan, who's working on his laptop, or Chris, who wants to sit up straighter, I guess. So this tour, I was very preemptive on like, okay, we're going to be staying at somebody's house or, you know, above the venue, that I made sure that everybody brought their own like blankets and pillows, because I don't want to just lay my head anywhere and on any kind of linens and surfaces. And so I just passed that worry on to the van, and so everybody brought like the fluffiest of fluffy blankets, and they've kind of all gotten intermixed. Like I really don't know who's anymore, and it's just gonna be a pile of blankets like from here on. So we also did well to bring our own cooler. We've only had ice in it twice. It melts very quickly, but it hasn't leaked out, and so it's just been for whatever. I guess there's napkins in there now, but it's dry. So some waters that are easy to get to and haven't rolled like under the seats where nobody can find them. So once we hit this road, this is like Sleepyville, and everybody has their blankets. Generally, I want to say Chris or Jesse's right here, and then Zan is right here, and then Chris or Jesse in the far back. And so if you get the far back now, there was a tote and stuff, but we moved it into the trailer so that somebody could lay all the way down. And while you get the most space to lay down, you get the most bumps. I laid back there one day and I regretted it. There's all sorts of spinal issues after that. And then it's more blankets and then the more ridiculous pillows back there. So Samir and Chris both brought the upright, like, sit-up pillows. And we kind of talked shit and said it was going to be stupid, but it wasn't. It was, like, a really smart idea. And they actually let you be really comfy in here, so. There's 2 of those floating around. But like I said, the blankets always are getting moved and end up everywhere, and I think it's cute and I like it. So, we have boat locks on here. And I'm the least good at opening them. Oh my god. I generally do not mess with the trailer. But all of the gear goes in here, and then everybody's like travel bags and stuff, and then any extra merch and things like that. So we moved stuff. We're playing with 3 other bands tonight, so instead of piling everything up in the hallway, we put the empty gear back in here. So Dauber makes sure that everything is packed correctly, and we've gotten the system kind of down, but it'll be lined up by the trailer, and then it goes in with, you know, a general weight distribution. Make sure it's kind of locked in there, not going to slide around. And we have moving blankets that get thrown on top to kind of keep things, give everything a little extra padding. It's really cool because there's a bar that is included, and we can hang up our stage clothes and stuff so they don't just sweat on top of things. And then yeah, that's kind of sort of what it looks like, except there'd be blankets on it, but holds a lot. It's been a good trailer. We have a caulking gun. We were supposed to fix a leak. We didn't, but it hasn't gotten anything wet. We only went through a lot of storms, but it's okay. It's a little rust. It was fine. So yeah, that's what we've been traveling in. It's been going pretty smooth. We only had to replace 2 tires. They got some bubbles in them. One of them blew out, but Dauber's, again, very handy and does all the things for us. So yeah, if you would, you know, check out our new album, Starlight and Ash. That's what we're mostly touring with as we go through the East Coast. Check us out online. We're all on Instagram most of the time, but Dauber and myself run the pages, so if you want to get in touch with us, that's the best way. And yeah, we still have, I'm going to say 3 more dates, so Kansas City, Dallas, and Austin. If you can make those shows, that'd be great too.